Hey everybody, I'm Becky Adams. Thank you for stopping by my YouTube channel today. Today I have a fun layout to share with you using the Life Right Now collection from PinkFresh Studio, as well as some cut files from Just Nick Studio. So I've done a couple of things ahead of time to get started, and I cut bits and pieces out of this pattern paper, and I'll show you why in just a minute. But I wanted these two strips to kind of anchor my photo. So I cut the strips and stitched along either side of them with my sewing machine and white thread. So I'm just adhering these two pieces of paper together. This layout is titled Drive, and it's about my daughter learning how to drive and practicing before her driving test. So as I mentioned, the title is Drive. And in the Just Nick store, there is a cut file called Varsity Alphabet. And that is where the title to this layout came from. I just used the letters that I needed to spell out the word drive. And then I backed each letter using pattern paper from the Life Right Now collection in the 6x6 paper pad. So I wanted the title to go vertically along the left of the photo. I wanted to do just something different. I initially thought that I wanted the title to just go under the photo, but where the title was a little bit bigger and longer, it kind of looked out of place to me with a portrait style photo. It's just personal preference, but I like the look of the title being vertical on this one. So initially I put a just tape runner adhesive on the back of the photo, and then I realized that I wanted to keep that right side of the photo not adhered to the background because I want to be able to nestle some embellishments under the photo. But you'll see that here in just a minute. So I just took some foam tape from scrapbook.com and put it on the back of the photo, and then we'll remove the backing and adhere the photo in just a minute. But I'm going back to adhering the title. And what I'm doing is on every other letter, I'm using pop dots to adhere it. And I'm making the title a little bit wonky. They're not all perfectly straight. I've got them kind of at different heights and slightly overlapping on some of them, just to make the layout a little bit more playful. I'm using adhesive squares from Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L. If you've been around my channel for a while, you know that those are one of my very favorite pop dots. They're just so easy to use and give the perfect amount of height. So to adhere the other letters that are not adhered with pop dots, I am just using a tape runner. That is a new tape runner from scrapbook.com. The link will be here in the description box. I would definitely recommend this tape runner. I've been using it for, probably 3 weeks, a month now. I don't know for sure, but I really, really like it so far. It's been great quality, easy to use, and it makes sure that everything stays in place. So now I'm going back to adhering my photo to the background. I used my T-square ruler to make sure that that the photo was straight. So here are the little bits and pieces that I fussy cut out of that pattern paper. It's hard to see here on camera, but right above the photo on that map pattern paper, it said Farmer's Market, which there's nothing wrong with it, but I got looking at that pattern paper and they had a library on there, and that is just so much more fitting for my daughter than the farmer's market. So I just fussy cut out those little bits, put the stack of books and the library sign there, and it fits it makes so much more sense for my daughter. So I have that label sticker right there, and I'm just going to stamp the date on that sticker using some sapphire ink from Close to My Heart. That's a beautiful, really nice navy ink, and it goes perfectly with this collection. So now that I have the date stamped, I'm just going to place that sticker right above the photo. So to the right of the photo, I'm kind of making a cluster of frames. These are chipboard frames that are from the Life Right Now collection. And I just put them on a piece of white cardstock and cut around them. And then I printed my journaling just on white copy paper using the, American typewriter condensed font. And I'll just adhere that to the right of the photo, and then use those other two frames for some embellishment. So I'll adhere the striped frame that has the journaling. I tucked that underneath the photo, and then there are a couple, those other frames I just layered on top of the photo. And I'm just filling those frames with cute little bits and pieces from the Life Right Now collection. There's a sticker that says, I think it says On the Road. And while I was working on my embellishments, I decided I did not like where that letter D was placed. It was kind of placed crooked, and I didn't really like that. So I just straightened that out a little bit. And there's that sticker says UGG. I can't read it from right here, but just placing those little bits there around the frame. If you haven't checked out this collection, I definitely think you should. I will put a link to it in the description box below. I love this collection because it's not all this is the best day ever kind of rainbows kind of thing. There's some stickers and elements that say, this was a hard day, or, this wasn't the best. So it's kind of nice to have some real elements to use, I guess, if that makes sense. I think you know it. I hope you know what I mean. So I'm just checking on the embellishment packages to see. I wanted a couple more little tiny bits to kind of finish things off. I love these chipboard circles. PinkFresh Studio often does these with their collections. And I believe that little red circle just says the good stuff. And I wanted a pop of red up there at the top of the embellishment cluster. So I just adhered that with a pop dot. Those circles do have adhesive, but I wanted that one to pop up off the page a little bit, so I just used one of the foam dots from Scrapbook adhesives. And there's just a couple little bits. I've got that little red car that I wanted to add somewhere on this layout. I just thought it was so cute, and I fussy cut it, and so it fits perfectly right there or just right above the journaling. And with that, I'm going to call this one finished. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to spend with me. If you haven't done so already, I would love to have you as a new subscriber here on my channel. Thank you again for stopping by, and I'll see you again soon.